idea for calling my album Speak Now came from a song title of a song on my record that's about the moment that they used to have in weddings where they would say, "If anyone thinks these two shall not wed, speak now or forever hold your peace." And I've always been fascinated by that moment in a wedding because I think it's a metaphor for a lot of times in our life when we're just about to lose something, and that's when we realize that we want it. And that's when we realize we have to speak up. And so when I'm choosing a title for an album, I start with the titles of the songs that I've already written for the album, and I try to see if there's anything that I feel like defines the theme of the record. And I just kept coming back to Speak Now because these songs are confessions, and every single confession that's made on this album is sort of like that moment where you stand up in a wedding and say, "Wait," because whether it's saying, "Wait, I'm sorry," or "Wait, what you said really hurt me," or "Wait, I never got over that," or "Wait, I secretly love you," you're making confessions and you're speaking now in a moment where the moment will slip by if you don't say anything. The thing about writing about your life is that you write about the things people see you go through, and you write about the things that nobody knows you went through. For me, I don't really know any other way of writing songs other than writing detailed songs that are stories in musical form, and they're very detailed. My main focus when I'm writing a song is the person I'm writing it about and what they're going to think of it, and them knowing what I feel about them. Because a lot of times they don't know exactly what it is that I felt about knowing them or being in a relationship with them. But somehow I feel more comfortable saying it all to them in a song that many more people are going to hear than if I just sent a text message or an email or made a phone call. But I guess that's just how I feel more comfortable expressing myself. A lot of comments that I've gotten about the song Mine are based on that line, "You made a rebel of a careless man's careful daughter." And I love it when I get compliments based on like a certain line of the song, because as the writer of the song and as the writer of the entire record, a lyric compliment is like the best compliment for me. That's the one where I just like get so excited and it makes my day. On this record, I'm really proud to say that there are so many lines like that that I'm just really proud of, and lines that I can't wait for people to discover that really cut through to what I mean in the song and say it exactly how I felt it. And that's, for me, the ultimate goal of making music. The song Sparks Fly is a song that I wrote a few years ago, and I was playing theaters and clubs at that point, and I decided to try it out and play it for a few shows. And it ended up on the internet. Somebody YouTubed it, and I don't know, the fans just blew up the message boards about it, and every time I would have a meet and greet or I would sign autographs, someone would bring up, "Sparks Fly needs to be on the next record. Please make Sparks Fly on the next album." And so after a while, I just realized, you know, this is a song that I really love, and it's a song that they really love. And so I went back and I kind of reworded it and rewrote it a little bit, and got it to the point where I'm really, really stoked to have it on this album. There are a bunch of different topics on this record that I have never written before, and I think that's one of my favorite things about the album. It goes into new territory, and of course I'm always going to be obsessed with relationships and love, but there are other themes in life that you discover that become priorities for you, things that confuse you that never confused you before, or things that you feel like you figured out that you never knew about before. And with growing up, that's one of the things that has been a huge theme in my life, is just realizing that I'm constantly learning, and you never know everything. A lot of times I'll get ideas at the most inopportune moments. I'll be in the middle of a conversation with someone, and my friends know this moment well, and they know exactly what's happening when it happens, when I'll be talking to them, and all of a sudden I'll be really engaged, and then I just glaze over and turn around and run and grab my phone. And they all are like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were working. Because for me, when I get an idea that inspires me, it's like, I have to record it, I have to document it, or else I'll completely forget about it. And there have been songs that I've written on this album that I've written in the middle of the night. Songs that I've written the lyrics on paper towels or napkins when I would get the idea for them. And sometimes in the middle of the night you get an idea and you record it into your phone, and you wake up the next morning and you're like, is that even English? Like, what was I even saying? But a lot of the times you go back and you listen to it and it's really something worth revisiting and writing. Writing the song 15 is something that I'm always going to be really happy about, because it documented a time in my life that really helped turn me into who I was at 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I think that your freshman year of high school is really important and teaches you a lot. I think that 20 is a year like that too. It's so much has happened. I've moved out on my own. I've kind of realized what priorities to really focus on, and I've gone out and bought a coffee maker and a toaster and you know, refrigerator magnets, and it's like, you know, living a life on your own is something that is a big step. And also making this album kind of coincided with that whole growing up process, and as I was learning to grow up, I was making this record and learning a lot along the way. I think my ideal TV relationship my favorite one that I've ever seen on TV, the one I got behind 100%, was Izzy and Denny on Grey's Anatomy. I can't even think about the episode where he died without crying. Like, it's really, really just an emotional TV thing for me, because I was watching Grey's Anatomy every night on the bus on tour. I was like 18, and I was so behind that couple, and when they didn't get to be together, it was a very devastating loss for me. I think that staying normal and staying who you were before all of this happened, that's always been a huge priority on my to-do list. You know, it's like going to the grocery store is something that I always loved to do before I made albums, and it's something that I still do now and really love doing equally as much as I did before. And I think that maintaining your love for the little things that make up your life, the little things that make you happy, you know, I've been lucky enough to celebrate really big things, really big celebrations, but I think that small ones that make up your day, and little small revelations, like a song you really like comes on the radio and you roll your windows down, and, you know, just driving around and things like that really keep me very happy. And I think that like looking forward to Christmas season, like that's one of the things, like I've been looking forward to that since mid-July, and that has nothing to do with my career or being on an upward scale of making sure I promote the next record. It's like, you gotta love things that you just love as a person. And I think that kindness and treating people with respect is something that I would love to be remembered for someday. So that's always a big thing for me too.